Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'll be talking to multi-platinum, many-time Grammy-nominated, and most recently, #1 at rock radio, the singer-songwriter and frontman for the band Daughtry, Chris Daughtry. Let's go. How do you keep going back to the music instead of all the other stuff that we're kind of told is important?
Yeah.
Because it's almost like if you were trying to get the #1, you wouldn't have got it.
Absolutely.
But you were trying to make a good record and then you got the #1. Like, I think it's probably something like that. I'm going to let you answer. But I'm just like thinking about it in real time and trying to work it out because I'm always looking for the answer of like, how do you keep going back to the art and not all the other stuff?
You know, it's crazy. There were years where it felt like we're chasing that radio song. We're chasing that hit. We're chasing that #1. And shit just stopped. Like it just came to a screeching halt. And we were, surrounded by people like, guitars aren't cool anymore, and we're drinking the Kool-Aid. We're going,
what do
shit,
we do?
we want to stay
All
relevant.
We do is play guitar.
I guess it's over. We need to pivot. We need to be doing what these guys are doing. And
it's fucking confusing.
It's so confusing. And I'm still, at least when I look back, I feel like I was still relatively new to the industry, and you want to believe that everyone around you is telling you the truth, or that everything they're saying is gospel.
These are the experts.
Yeah. These are the ones that are, paying the bills. They must know what they're talking about.
What do I know?
And 5 records in, I find myself questioning if I'm a good songwriter, if I'm
crazy.
If I'm even supposed to be doing this, or if my best shit's behind me, or are we just done? Did we have our moment and this is it?
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
Then COVID hits. I've completed my record contract with RCA, and I'm going, wait a minute. Am I chasing, or am I doing what I really feel in my heart that I should be doing? Am I writing the kind of music that inspired me as a 16-year-old kid to want to get in front of a mic in the first place? And the answer was no. And I'm like, well, why am I not doing that? There's nobody telling me I can't. And I'm not, I'm not at the helm of some big corporation now or record label saying this is the kind of record you should be doing. Or at this point, I was just alone with my thoughts and my own feelings about my own art. And in that regard, COVID was kind of a huge blessing for me, because it was like it forced me to look within myself and question. It was kind of like this existential crisis, am I doing what really fulfills me? And the answer was no. And when I started going back and listening to these records that really got me fired up as a kid to want to be in a rock band, and I was like, well, why am I not doing that? Why am I not writing the stuff that makes me feel something, and makes me feel artistically fulfilled?
And excited.
Yeah. It's like, if I'm picturing myself on stage right now, am I giving myself the feeling that those bands that I saw as a kid gave me? And if not, then you're doing yourself a disservice. So at that point, I just started digging into those records again and kind of getting re-energized and inspired. And the irony is, we're having more success now at rock radio than we ever had. So
funny.
It's that, and I wasn't chasing a hit. I wasn't chasing a radio song. It was like, let's write from here. Let's be vulnerable here. Let's really put our truth out there and let the people decide.
I think that is like the key to life.
Yeah.
I learned that somewhere in the last 10 years. We're around the same age, I think, probably. I don't believe in like right and wrong when it comes to like living life and growth, and like you're on your own path and you're only where you're at, right?
Yeah.
And until
your path is different than mine, and vice versa.
Until I come to terms with where I'm really at, then I can grow.
Yeah.
But if I'm living in a delusion that I'm somewhere that I'm not, and that's tricky, right? Because we can surround ourselves with people who feed the lie of like who we really are, where we're really at, and like a lot of entertainment, it's tricky because you can be a pretender, and you can actually be a great pretender, and you can live a whole life.
Yeah.
And it's not wrong, by the way. It's because it's entertainment. So you're like, what part of my life is entertainment and what part of my life is my real life?
Right.
And like, where are the lines? And they can get blurred, and you can get all like, it's why I always say, like, if you don't need to do this, if you don't die for this, making music, don't do it as a career.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
I've had a lot of young people ask me, you got any career advice on starting a band? I was like, yeah, don't.
Don't. And if I say don't, and you still need to do it,
Then do it. Yeah.
and fucking give it your all, but understand that like you're not choosing. It's a roller coaster in all the greatest ways. And I don't know any artist, because I sit across from you and I know it. I can feel it. I can feel it at any time. Anyone who's sitting in this chair who has success has worked their fucking ass off for it and has been through some adversity and hard shit, because life presents us with pain and life presents us with suffering. None of us escape it.
Absolutely.
It's the truth of life. It's how do we navigate the pain of life? How do we make sense of it? And then on the other side of it, how do we enjoy life, succeed, become better, grow? Just going back to your latest music, because I feel it. When I listen to it, it's exciting. It feels like it's not phoned in. It feels like there's something at stake.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. It's just a feeling in a song. It doesn't matter how you wrote it, but you could, if someone said to you, hey, go in tomorrow and make a rock song. And you know what? We're going to bring this writer in, this producer in, and you guys go make a rock song. You could make a rock song.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be really good. And maybe you'll catch that lightning in a bottle and you'll be excited. But you could also just phone it in, make the song, ship it out, and get it done. And there's a difference. It's like an intangible feeling.
Yeah.
And when I heard your new music, I was like, oh, I mean, it's in line with all your best stuff.
Thank you, man.
It's like the icing on the cake, because you've already succeeded. You got all the award nominations and awards you won, and platinum records and gold records and all the things you've accomplished. Someone could argue you don't have to do it. When I hear the music, I feel like someone who had to make a record. So it feels deeper.
Yeah, I have to. There's nothing, like, there's no doubt in my mind that I have to do this.
Yeah, I feel it.
And, you know,
you're bleeding a little bit on that record.
Yeah, it's become therapy for me. It's become how I process the pain and the hard shit life throws at us. You know, it's how I've been able to move through pain and loss and hard shit. And I feel like as I'm putting this out and I'm putting this on paper and I'm putting this in the music, that somehow I'm saying things that maybe other people can't or don't know how, and that's the reason for it. That it connects us. It makes someone feel they're not alone. You know, if that's you know, all that comes out of it, that I feel like I'm doing, you know, my part or living out my purpose in some way. Because I don't know if everyone has the tools to move through hard shit. I've kind of found out these tools the hard way through life, and I feel like that is what my purpose is in the music now. To let someone know, guess what? I feel that shit too. I've been there too. You're not alone. Life is hard. There is light at the other side of this, you know? So yeah, in that way, I feel that I have to do this for myself, and it's not about the AMAs or the Grammy nominations or any of that shit anymore, you know? Where I used to live in that world where it was like, oh, we just got to get this, or you know, it was more about that as opposed to,
right,
man, there's a real meaning behind this.
Right. Well, I think if you can survive the novelty of the new experience, right? Like,
and that's just part of growing up too. I mean,
right.
You said we're around the same age. I tell people all the time, like, the 40s have been my best decade yet.
Best decade for me.
I mean, hands down. I was scared as shit to say bye to my 30s. And for whatever reason, it was like a switch went off and I felt like I kind of settled into this meat suit a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know? And I was like,
Yeah, you got.
I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing in life now. And like, I get this now. And there's a real purpose behind it. And all of this shit that led to this has prepared me for this next level of the game.
I agree. I think I got like in my body, and I think I got comfortable with looking at the bill.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I think we don't want to see the bill of anything.
Yeah.
We don't want to look at the cost.
Yeah.
We want to go do this, do that, but we don't want to measure the cost.
Right.
And then the bill gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you don't look at that check and pay it, it's going to build up, and you're going to have to pay it at some point.
Yeah.
And some people pay with their lives,
Yeah.
you know, and some people pay with their loss.
Yeah.
And so in my 40s, I realized in my early 40s, I'm 45. So
we are about the same. I'll be 45 in December.
there you go. So I realized, I got to pay the check every day.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's going to the gym, if it's
checking in with yourself,
checking in with myself, if it's checking in with my wife, if it's making a healthy decision versus an unhealthy one, because I had a propensity to want to escape.
Oh, me too, my friend.
And it would build up and build up. And then you go out and have some big night or some weekend where you're just trying to escape.
Yep.
But then on Monday or Tuesday or whatever
day,
you got a check to pay.
Yeah.
And you gotta clean up some damage, and you gotta make sense of it. I started working on that, and it was a real thing in my life, and I'm still working on it, if I'm being honest. But I've come so far in that need to get out of my real life because I'm too scared.
Oh yeah.
Of the real life. You know, for me, I think it was coming from a traumatic childhood and having a rough start. The idea that any of this could really work out for me was it's still one that I'm still getting my arms around and holding it long enough. You just got to hold it as long as you can.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us will hold it and put it down. That's too good for me.
But you understand what it is and what the risks are of losing it. You know, and that's the
stakes
thing.
get higher.
When you start to realize that, and you realize every choice you make impacts that in some way, negatively or positively, it all becomes like, oh, shit is real. And I have to take responsibility of my part in that.
Yes.
And realize that
it's real.
Everything I do or think or say or, affects my circle in a good way or a bad way. And I started going to therapy.
Me too.
You go through life thinking that, oh, my childhood was absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
and then you get to an age where shit starts to come up and you're like, oh, that's why I do this. Oh, that's why I do this. Oh, I need to look at this. I need to look at myself here and stop blaming everyone around me for shit that's happened and go, oh, wait a minute. It's me. I gotta like figure this out. And that's part of this
growth,
game or whatever you want to call it that life is. And I've spent many nights, regretting things and
no doubt
thinking about things that I wish I could change. And then you realize would just change it for tomorrow. Just change it for today. Can't change what has happened, but you can learn from it and you can actually do something about it now. And that's when you realize if you're serious or not,
There is this call to action that we have in other places, right? For whatever reason, our call to action to get after it with music is there. It's never been a problem for me or you. Yeah. You work hard. You work your ass off. I work my ass off. That's not a problem. I get up every day and work 14 hours, no problem. Because I love what I'm doing, I never stop dreaming, and I never stop wanting to play that game. But then there's this other thing where we got to get that same call to action around the things that, we never let develop in our life. Maybe it was like our emotional well-being. Maybe it was our emotional life. Maybe it was whatever. And I have this like dark little place in me where we're cruising down the highway. Like metaphorically of life, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to run the car off the fucking road.
Oh my God.
Just to see. I just want to see if I'll survive.
See what this does.
I just have the urge to drive right off the road into the fucking ditch.
Yeah, I joke about that with my wife all the time.
It's a real deep pain.
Yeah, it's
real. A deep pain. It's real. It's like everything's good. but there's a wall right there and I'm going 80, 90 miles an hour.
yeah.
I wonder if I just fucking run into that wall.
Yeah.
I find it's, I don't want to say, here's the thing is I've learned how to love myself, to not have shame around that part of me, but to just let it be there and to try and like understand it, because there's some value there when it comes to intense moments in life. I could stay pretty calm and I can handle a lot of stress and pressure, but it's when everything's calm and good where I think I want a little bit of destruction.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part of me that was acting out a lot of times when I would, misbehave or go out and, but here's the problem in rock and roll is everyone loves it.
Oh yeah.
When you're misbehaving.
Yeah. You're the
or
cool
when
guy.
You're
fun then.
when you're, you're out with everybody. They kind of want that. They encourage it. So you're not necessarily always in an environment where people are going to go, hey dude, are you okay? Like, You know what I mean?
That was never the case. Yeah.
Everyone's like, faster.
Yeah.
So I do think though that like a lot of guys that do what we do, we have similar injuries and similar stuff, right? It's gotta be. And I think that we're sold a fantasy that the bad behavior and the or the wildness or whatever you want to call it, right? Drinking. I never really did drugs, but all the stuff, whatever the thing is, it's encouraged almost like it's good.
Yeah.
Right? Like poor health is good for some reason in the
we are in one of the most unhealthy industries.
Yeah.
And somehow it's like
good.
Celebrated.
Look at that guy.
Yeah.
He's so cool. But I think in my 40s was that late 30s, early 40s, I turned that corner and I realized like, no, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like I want to live a long time and be happy.
I just got tired of waking up feeling like shit and regretting either something I said or something I did and be like, I get to choose this. I get to, like, I'm sick of my own mistakes here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you put together a bunch of years where that's behind you and you wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back to that. No. I think it's part of growth and growing up, and we're lucky if we get to do it. Yeah. We're lucky if we get to grow up.
For sure.
But
a lot of people do not.
Well, we've seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is the older you get in this, you see people die.
Yeah.
And the lie is that we have to be in pain to make good music. No, there's always going to be pain. You
don't have to look very far.
You don't have to look far. Life is painful.
Yeah.
But we can find peace. We can find joy. We can find health and still deal with the pain and share it. And like you said, yes, you are saying something that other people don't have the ability to not only put together in a way that we can all digest it, but also that you have a big stage, you have a platform, you have a band that people trust, and you have a record of making music people like. So when you put out a song that hits like that, of course it's going to matter. And that is, I think, the point of it is actually what you're doing, where you're giving them a soundtrack for the movie they're in.
Yeah.
The pain has to be there, but none of us get away from it anyways.
No.
Yeah, I love where your music's at, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's really fucking great.
Well, I went through like you said earlier, I went through the being, jumping from studio to studio, writer to writer, producer to producer, doing that whole thing,
search.
Doing the round. And then ever since our last record, or going into our last record, Dearly Beloved, I was like, I want to work with these two guys. We've written many great songs together, but I feel like they get me. I don't want to be bouncing around to different people and getting their ideas of me or their versions of me.
Here's what you should do.
Yeah. No. And I'm coming in like, this is what we're doing, and they're helping me facilitate that. And that's the difference. And it's hard. Some days it just falls from the sky and it's like, holy shit, this is like, I can't believe we just wrote this. And then other days it's like we're banging our heads against the wall. Yeah. And
feel defeated.
That's when we go, this ain't working, let's
go get dinner.
Let's come back to it tomorrow, because I don't want those songs. Either one of us could go and write a song. But if you're not gonna you know, if it doesn't have any teeth to it, it doesn't evoke any kind of real emotion in you. Or even sometimes I've found like, if it's scary to say, then that's when it's fucking
if your
great.
face gets red.
Yeah,
when you say it.
If you I've faced there's a few moments making this record where I'm like, oh shit,
You're
then I have to
completely
say it.
exposed.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I have to say it.
I agree with that.
know?
I agree with that. It's uncomfortable for me to play this for you.
It's uncomfortable, and I'm worried about what people are how they're gonna take it or whatever. And that's when I'm like, no,
Those are the best ones.
that's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I have that too. I almost know it. If I don't want to play it for someone because I'm so uncomfortable,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be good.
Yeah.
People tend to like those the most because they're honest.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's awesome. Who are the other guys in just rock and roll and music that you feel have had some kind of an impact on you? Are there any guys around in other bands or other musicians or producers or people that have impacted you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for different reasons. One of our first tours was with Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah, he's cool, huh?
And it's like, God, at that time they had been doing it for, almost 50 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fucking cool, man, to be, selling out arenas 50 years later into your career. And at the time, I just assumed that's just how it works. But since I realized how hard it is to maintain that level and
to navigate
I'm sure
all
they went
the stuff.
Through, they went from stadiums to arenas, and that's, our version of, arenas to clubs to, it's all relative. And
it's all relative.
And I think if anything, it speaks to me in a way that goes, you just got to keep doing it. And we tour with Nickelback as well, and it's no secret that they've gotten their fair share of shit piled on them.
Oh man.
And they're still crushing it.
And their disposition is really great.
Yeah.
You see them interact with the world and they haven't been beaten. And that's why I love Nickelback, because everyone knows, like, they got shit, but now they're being celebrated in a way that I feel like they deserve it.
Yeah.
And they had it
I've been
coming.
saying it for years. We've toured with them probably more than any band we've ever toured with.
Mm-hmm.
And every night I'm watching them. I'm like, try to talk shit about this. Like, listen to them. They're incredible. They sound great. These songs are undeniable. And I think people,
Yeah, shit talking Nickelback now is kind of like something someone does if they're like so out of touch.
Right.
Like it's like something like a 45-year-old dad might do.
Yeah.
If they're like, it just sounds like
Trying to sound cool to the young people, and the young people are like, but wait, we fuck with Nickelback.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's something like, whoa, dude, you're way out of way out of touch with like right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because like I think they're being celebrated, and that's another testament to sticking through. I actually think also they back themselves.
Yeah.
And if you stay true to yourself and you back yourself and you believe in yourself and you keep trucking, you will outlast any of the adverse reaction to your success. There's always going to be some adverse reaction, and people are going to try to pick it apart, poke holes in it.
Yeah.
And some of us have to survive it. We did. We got it.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of holes poked.
All of us
bro.
have.
Like, seriously.
You have to back yourself, believe in yourself. That's why you should make the music you believe in.
Yes.
And then just go out there. And sometimes I'm going to be humbled.
That's been my biggest lesson in this industry is I have to be making this for me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. If people love it, then that's a bonus. But I have to love it first. It can't be just like some A&R person telling me like, that's a fucking hit right there. You need to go do that. Even though I'm going, I don't even feel this. You know what I mean? I had that. I've been there. It sucks. And now I'm in a place where I fully back myself in what we're doing and believe in what we're doing. And there's no chart position that can top that feeling.
Zero.
You know what I mean? There's no plaque or anything like that can beat that feeling. I've had the plaques and I've been like, fucking hate that song. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big fan of that era. I wasn't really feeling that. But
I encourage you to love yourself there.
Yeah.
Whatever that guy was going through,
that guy had to experience that to understand that you have to do it for you.
And he was trying.
Yeah.
All I'll say about this is even though I look back on certain moments the same way and I go, fucking hated that because we were told by them, that person to do that. And we got pulled off the road, off the path, off the true path of being ourselves, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And we did it their way or whatever. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blame them because I did it, but I'm going to love that guy that was trying his best because he second guessed himself because he was new or it was some self-esteem stuff. It was like, what do I know? I guess I should listen to this guy.
Absolutely.
He's got more plaques on his wall than I do. And at some point, we've all done that. We've all been talked into some bad idea. You got to love yourself in that moment for trying to win because some part of my self-esteem told me I didn't know better and I had to go find out the hard way. And that's okay because I'm back here now and I'm on my path, but I'm still going to love that part of me that wanted to. The ultimate goal was to succeed. And that's actually what we have to have in life is the ultimate goal to succeed.
Absolutely.
Whatever that means. Now, I think defining success is important. And once we start to love ourselves and gain that self-respect that you have, because I can hear it in your music, in these new songs and the last record, I'm like, there's some real like full-grown rock. This guy's been on the journey and he's had to get it the hard way.
Yeah.
Right. And the same with me, right? We're whatever we're doing in life, we had to get there the hard way. And there were moments where people made us second guess ourselves. We did some shit. I did some shit that I'm like, man, I wish I would have never done that fucking commercial. It was some guy, it was a big check. Everyone was like, you guys need to, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed by it.
We've all had those check moments.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm in a clown suit at a birthday party.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this for the money. And that's the part of me that I got to love though. I can't reject it. I got to love that as sad as it is that I felt like I needed to do that to win. I got to love that part of me that still showed up in good faith. I'm never going to do it again, but I'm also not going to shame myself.
You can't
for doing it.
People ask me all the time, is there anything in your career that you regret or feel like you made a choice that you wish you never made? And it's like, I could tell you a bunch of things that I think could have panned out differently, but do I regret it? I can't.
Got a lesson.
I got the lesson.
Yeah.
I learned what I know for a fact that I would not be writing the music that I'm writing now had I not gone through those twists and turns and listened to people that maybe I shouldn't have, because how else would I know? How else would I have gotten to the point where I realized that even though they told me that I should do that I am the one that ultimately did that.
Yeah,
I have to, and I had to realize that someone told me something a long time ago that at the time I just kind of was like, yeah, okay, it sounds, pretty obvious, but whatever. But since has like rang in my brain every day. You have to have a clear vision, and if you don't, someone's going to give you theirs.
Yes.
And when I look back at those moments in my career, that was me not having a clear vision. That was me going, well, I guess this is,
and not giving yourself the time and space to get your vision.
Yeah.
So if you don't have one,
you're on the go, always going. So you're
like,
I'm on to the next tour. I'm on to the next thing.
Print it. Instead of going like, hold on, everybody, I'm a little lost.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my life. Maybe it's the music. I don't know. I need to get back to dreaming.
Yeah. And that's the thing, not knowing to take that breath.
We didn't know we could.
To like, let's pump these fucking brakes real quick and let's figure out what I'm really feeling. I don't know what I'm feeling. I just know that this doesn't feel as exciting as I want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to hear that.
Yeah.
I love that. I always look out in the world and I always hope that, listen, I tend to listen to mostly to rock music.
Mm-hmm.
So, and bands, but I listen to everything, but I tend to relate my experience. I relate to band guys because I've just lived that life for so long. So I tend to notice more bands than anything. And I always hope that they're building out lives that they want to live in.
Yeah. And by the way, I love hearing that you feel that you've gone through that too. I love hearing it from other people that I respect and look up to, because you don't know, you think you're the only one going through this.
Yeah.
That like everybody else had this perfect trajectory. And I'm back here going, why did I do this record? Why did I do that? You know, so it really, it definitely makes me feel even more like, okay.
Oh my God, dude.
This is just part of the...
I think it's the same experience we all have. If we all look back, all we're going to see is our mistakes.
Yeah.
Everybody else is only going to see our wins. And that's how they know us. So most people I meet are singing the anthem to me, right? And I'm like, which is great.
Yeah.
But that's how they see me.
Yeah.
And I've been doing a lot of life since then.
Yeah.
And I'm also okay with it. I was at a thing with my son yesterday. I was at a card show, and everybody there, it was really nice. Everyone was saying hi, and it was all like nostalgia. Everyone there's like probably in their 30s.
Yeah.
Listened to us when they were like 12 or 13 or whatever. I love that. It was very nice. But they don't actually know me, like the guy now, right? They have a snapshot of me when I was 21 or whatever.
Right.
And they still see you as like that person, and that's okay. But we look back on ourselves and we probably only think about the mistakes we made.
Oh, yeah.
The thing I encourage, at least the people I know, and if I get to talk to artists, because I do the same thing, but I try to be, I try to be judgment free. I try not to label it as a mistake, more as an experience. And the result of that experience, we can analyze it if we really wanted to. Was any of it good? Was any of it bad? And if we hadn't done all of it, would we not be sitting right here in this moment, alive and well?
Yeah.
Had the 5th record been as big as I thought it should have been, would I still be here in this part of my life that I love, with my wife and my kids and my friends and doing things I love every day? I don't know. I couldn't answer that for you.
Yeah.
Would I want to go anywhere other than where I am right now? No.
Absolutely.
So whatever that was, I'm here.
Yeah.
And I can take the experience of how it feels to do something you don't want to do, really, or that you didn't have a vision on, right? It's so valuable to have that advice about having your own vision.
Yeah, you have something to compare it to.
I've never heard it put like that, and it's so important to get back to your own vision when you've gotten off track through success, which is a good thing, to make sure you can stop and go like, what's my dream now?
Yeah.
And then actually lean into it.
Yeah.
I think that's important for every person who's building anything, or for let alone band guys, but anyone building anything. What do you feel like success looks like or feels like for the next 5, 7, 10 years?
I feel like we're in a bit of a rebuild phase.
Right.
It feels right now that we're on that trajectory where we are building. We're building a bigger fan base. We're getting into bigger rooms again. And to me, success is that continues, and that what we're doing is continuously heading in that direction. Honestly, like the fact that my kids are like super pumped and love what we do.
Yeah.
And like that's like the best feeling in the world. That my kids think that what we do is cool. Yeah. And they wear Daughtry shirts to school, and they're teenagers.
Yeah, and they're enjoying it.
Like that's like, we did it. Like that feels like success in and of itself.
Yeah.
It feels to me like exciting again. It feels like in a way that we're starting over. And I'm so okay with that. Like it feels like we're earning it again.
I feel the same way about my life. I feel like I'm in an earning it stage.
Like I'm having to work now.
Yeah.
You know, I went for years where it felt like whatever, like the checks were coming in and we're touring all the time. The records are selling. And I just thought that that's how the shit rolled. I thought that's how you get a record deal, and of course you sell millions of records. That's not the case.
Yeah.
And now it feels like we're having to work for it, and it feels better for some reason.
Yeah. I agree. I think when you're doing hard work and you know what you're working for, it's a much more gratifying experience.
Absolutely.
Well, how's the tour going?
Great. We're about to go back out in 1 week. We start with Stained and Breaking Benjamin.
Awesome.
Doing amphitheaters, and then we got we're headlining in December. This band that's killing it right now, Sleep Theory.
I love Sleep Theory.
Yeah, they're great.
I love Sleep Theory.
Yeah.
They're dope.
Yeah, they're awesome. And they're one of those bands that it's exciting to watch them, start from the ground up.
Yeah.
And they're getting the respect, and it's hard to cut through the noise.
Yeah.
For young bands right now, and to see that still happening is exciting.
Yeah.
That bands do actually rise to the top. They're not, it's not just this oversaturation of mediocre bands. There's great ones popping up and getting people's attention.
Yeah, like Bad Omens is a great example.
Oh God, they're killing it.
They're killing it, but they set a good example for all those bands. Like, if you work hard,
yeah,
and you stick to your guns and you make music you love, it takes time to you put a brick in the wall every day.
Yeah,
but it pays off. I think it's a really exciting time for bands.
It's exciting for rock right now.
Yeah. What else you want to talk about?
It's good for stories. I don't know, man.
The record?
Yeah, we're still working on the second half. We kind of split this up into 2 parts.
Cool.
Just doesn't feel like there's any rules anymore.
Yeah, there are no rules.
We landed on this song Artificial, and at the time Pieces was already written, but this felt so urgent and different than anything we'd ever done before. It was like, let's just put it out now. And then it was terrifying because it was the heaviest thing we've ever released. It was so drastically different than anything we'd ever done before. It was either going to do well or it was going to completely tank. And it was our first #1 at rock radio. So it was like, okay, let's really press on the gas on this lane. Like, this feels right. And then it was like, well, why are we rushing this record? We don't need to. Like, let's just release the singles and work on it in the meantime. And then it was like, well, why don't we just do it in 2 parts? Because we had half of it pretty much done and nothing started on the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm about 80% done with the second half. I was feeling so good about the first half that it was super daunting to even think about writing the next half. And I just thought it was going to be a bunch of B-sides to finish the the project, and somehow I'm even more excited about the second half. It was one of those things that I went in to the studio and we just tried not to overthink it. And in the process of doing that, I felt like we were writing even more exciting stuff and things that felt fresh and not just like second or third rate versions of what we already did.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
It is daunting. We're making a record and we haven't made one in 7 years. And
how's that feeling for you?
Yeah, it feels the same.
Like riding a bike?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. The music so far is great.
So you've had 7 years of a break, which means you've got 7 years of life experience that you haven't talked about yet. That's incredible.
And stuff bottled up.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best. You got all this lyrical ammo just bubbling at the surface, right?
Yeah, and it feels really good when you get it out.
Yeah.
It's really cathartic when you get it out. Yeah, so
that's a good feeling, man. That's a good place to be in.
I love the music.
That's awesome.
I have no idea where it sits in modern music, but it feels special, and I really love that feeling.
That's great. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear it, man.
Oh, dude, I can't wait for you to hear it.
Yeah,
we got a couple songs I think you'll like.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of projected date, or are you just going, we're working on this until it feels right?
I think we're almost done.
Yeah.
So I know we have like 3 or 4 bangers that we love that I think are ready. Like we'll start rolling music out. We'll drop a song somewhere in the fall, I think.
Full album or EP or?
A full album.
Hell yeah. That's exciting.
So we have time to like, if anything, there's like 1 or 2 question marks on like, do we need one more song? Do we feel like we're looking at all of it right now and we're not trying to overthink it, but like
what vibe are we missing kind of thing?
Yeah. Are we missing a vibe? And do we feel like it's done? So we're kind of sitting with not a ton of songs, like 15 songs.
That's great.
And we just got to pick.
Overwriting.
Yeah. We didn't do that. And we're like, okay, which 12 are the ones, and then
yeah.
like, is that complete? And then
you've got your exclusives, your 3 or 4.
Yeah, like throw those out somewhere else, you know, like.
I've been through the overwriting process.
That's exhausting.
Where you go into an album with like 50 or 60 songs.
You're just
I hear these bands talk about, oh, we wrote 125, 100, 200 songs. I'm like, how do you even decide what's good anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that feels like a lot of work. But I love when you've got that 12 to 15 that you're like, fuck yeah about. Like this feels right.
Yeah. And like it comes to me, it's when you hit that first one where you're like, this is a banger. And then it starts to almost give the album some tone where you're like, that's the song to beat.
Yeah.
I got to feel more excited.
Absolutely.
Than that one.
Yeah.
And then that kind of happened and we got like.
And then if it's not, then it's not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an easy barometer at that point.
And then you do that. And then like there's one that you're like, it's not good enough. And then you go back to and you're like, this is actually kind of special. And then you finish it. So like
there's something here that we just need to live with a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Like don't throw it out yet.
Yeah. So it's a feeling process.
Yeah.
And I think we're like 95% done.
Man, it's one of my favorite parts of what we do is just that creative process and that feeling of I'm creating something that wasn't here like minutes ago.
Yeah,
and I'm
now
this excited about it. And I've been doing this for almost 20 years professionally, and I'm more excited than I've ever been.
Yep.
Like that's magic, man. Like
that's how you know that's how you know you're on the path. I think it's excitement. And like for me, I know we made a record because I'm excited for it to come out.
That's
I want
awesome, man.
people to hear it.
I love that for you, man.
And that's the feeling.
Yeah.
It's like it can't be indifference.
I wish everyone could experience that in their life in some way. That feeling of I just made something that wasn't here.
Well, they can.
Yes, they can. But I want them to experience that because it really fuels life.
Yes.
It's like the carrot dangling in front of you to keep fucking going.
It's exactly why people play games. It's a little bit of
gratification. Yeah.
And I think if you want to have that, you have to search.
Yeah.
So everybody out there that doesn't have, that aspect of their life built out yet has to go on a search of like personal interest.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody has something to offer. They just have to, and somewhere, everyone's different, but somewhere along the line, if that gets beaten out of you, you lose
that connection to it.
Yeah, and you lose the idea that it's worth trying. Like,
or some people never even get to know what that is, whether it was beaten out of them or they just never figured it out. And I do believe we're all creators of some sort.
Something.
And whether it's music, whether it's film, whether it's art, whether it's
computer programming,
anything,
like building apps, like whatever.
I think we're supposed to
do things,
to do something that brings something from nothing. You're right. And that feeling of purpose, like I just created this, whether it's just I don't know. I'm sure I can think of many eloquent ways of saying that, but I do think that we owe it to ourselves as people to figure that out, whatever that is. And if someone's out there listening to this and they just feel completely lost, it's because you haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Just allow yourself to be interested in some things and see where that goes.
Yeah.
And interest usually leads to some form of like discovery.
Yes.
And then you discover a talent maybe that you didn't know you had or a passion. But we're lucky because we get music.
Yeah.
And music is the soundtrack for life, and certainly a lot of the good moments in life. It was funny. We had an experience this weekend. We, I wasn't the leader of this group, but we crashed a wedding. And
that's awesome.
It's something that my wife...
no one you knew.
No one.
That's amazing.
It's something that my wife will do on occasion.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if she sees a wedding party happening, if we're in a hotel, usually it's like one of these hotels, right?
Right.
You happen to be there It was her little sister's birthday. And we had this dinner, and then there was a wedding party going on.
Yeah, I'm dying to know the first move here.
Well, my wife goes, oh yeah, we saw them in the lobby. They were taking pictures or something.
Right.
And she goes, they were really nice. We should go. And then I'm like, no, we should not. Because if I'm either the groom or the father of the bride or the groom, or just the best man or any person related to that group, I'm going to be protective. If somebody comes into our party, I'm going to be like, no, guys.
I don't know.
Who are you? So I was like, no, we should not. And actually all the men at the table, my brother-in-law, we were like, what are you guys? The girls started talking about it, and it started feeling like a real plan.
Yeah.
Because dinner was wrapping up, and they had now been talking about it for like a half hour, and dinner was wrapping up. And I was like, no, we should go home. And they're like, at this point, like, you're grumpy. Like, I'm the grumpy, like, no fun.
I'm already feeling what you're feeling right now.
I'm like, no. What are you guys talking about? And they're like, and there's like all the girlfriends are there. Oh, that'll be fun. We should go. Then they go. And we stayed at the table to wrap it up. And then also kind of like, wait, what they just went?
Yeah.
And then about 30 minutes, they haven't come back. I was like, maybe they'll come back. Is this real? And
you guys are developing an extraction plan at this point.
Yeah, we're like,
I'm so sorry, guys. They're
yeah, we're like, so like they're obviously. Then my brother-in-law gets a text. We're here. Come.
Yeah.
And it's in the hotel, so it's like a 2-minute walk, like it's 3-minute walk, whatever. So then I'm also trying to make sense of it because my wife's a little crazy in that sense. Like sometimes you're like, are you joking? Are you? And so I was like, maybe they're just at the hotel bar, right? And completely sober. Maybe the girls weren't. They're not in the bar. And then we go in, and there's this elaborate hall. Like they made this like walkway hall into like this beautiful entrance to this party.
Yeah.
And then you go in, and it's like tented. They tented some area, and they must have spent a ton of money on this wedding. There's like food everywhere. There's people walking around with In-N-Out burgers. It's very nice.
Yeah.
And there is my wife on stage with the wedding band dancing. And the entire bridal party is like around her, and her sister, and then all the girls, they're all like dancing. And I was mortified. It was a good vibe. They were like Texas people.
Yeah.
Everybody was drinking.
Everybody's feeling it.
Everyone's having fun. So I was relieved by that. What struck me the most, though, while I was sitting there on the outside, I definitely did not get into it.
Yeah.
I like stood on the outside, waited for my wife. She had like dropped her jacket, I noticed, on the like floor with her like purse. It was weird. I was like, so I picked that stuff up. So I was holding it because I was like, she just threw it.
Yeah.
So I was holding
protecting the goods over here.
I was holding her coat. I was watching this all go down. I did not partake of any food. I didn't feel that would be right.
Just posting up over here, eating the snacks.
Yeah, everyone's nice. Talked to a few people.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like this guy came up to me and he goes, so do you guys do this a lot? And I was like, do what? And he's like, crash weddings. And I was like, so we're definitely crashing this wedding. I said, no, I don't. And anyways, they were all having fun. But what struck me was the music. And I think, long way around to the point of what we get to do. But they were singing song after song. She eventually got off stage and they were all dancing. And like, those, it was like a lively dance floor. And then I think they were like doing shots. It was like it was a wedding party.
Yeah.
Like they were having a good time. And these people were fantastic. What struck me though was music.
Yeah.
Music makes the party. They were playing hit after hit after hit, and everybody was in a good mood. Here comes these wedding crashers. They're in here.
Remove all that, and
it's a boring ass party.
Yeah.
Right, with some good food.
Yeah.
But what I walked away with after I finally got her out of there, I was like, it's like 12 o'clock. The party was in full swing. They probably went till 2 or 3.
Yeah.
As I watch a room, I tend to just like watch everything. And the biggest thing that struck me was watching this group of people that didn't know each other have a great time together singing that song.
Brings people together.
Brings us all together. No one was talking about politics.
Yeah.
No one was talking about a bunch of issues that
Isn't the best.
we couldn't solve that night, right?
But you can both agree that this song fucking slaps.
This song is great. Let's sing it. Again, I don't know if I agree or disagree with it, but when you're married to someone, you show up and you go along and you try to manage the situation. But I saw these people in this joyful moment celebrating these two people getting married, making memories, and it was music that struck me the hardest in that big, beautiful room. Good vibes. It was the songs. They were singing along. No one was saying that's not rock or that's not real country or that's not. They were just it was all like modern hits and stuff, and everybody was singing along, and I was going like, this is what music does.
You know what's crazy? That reminds me of one of the weirdest lineups we were on.
Yeah.
But it was in Germany.
Well, Germany,
where nobody cares about genre. It was us and the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're playing this rock set, and then they go on and play their stuff. And the fans were there for both of it.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah. They loved, like, they were singing every one of our songs. And there was no like, that's not fucking pop or that's not fucking rock.
No, it's just songs.
They just cared about music. And I wish it was more like that here. I wish it wasn't so gatekeepery with genre. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's groups. It's not the artist.
Well, I have a theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
A party is only as good, and this is why I knew I liked the people of the wedding they crashed.
Okay.
The Texas folks. So they were all very nice, by the way. A party is only as good as the people throwing it.
Mm.
So if I'm a promoter, I think I have to frame the party. I have to set the tone of the party. And so if
you have to know what they're getting into.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. It's something like that. It's like if we go to a wedding, we know we're all going to be celebrating. If we go to a birthday, we know we're going to be celebrating. If we go to some metal fest,
yeah,
right? There are great metal festivals,
right?
And then there are metal fests where the tone of the whole thing is who's the heaviest,
right?
And only one band gets to be the heaviest.
That is true.
And the rest of you suck. So I think there's something like inviting a good time, versus forcing a good time. That's true. Even having a good time. And I think people at metal festivals are having a good time.
Yeah.
But I do think there's something like, what are we doing here? Why are we here? What are we celebrating? It matters a little bit. So I do think that like even when we plan our tours, you do it whether you realize you're doing it or not, because you're responsible for your fans and the time they have. So when you put that bill together, you're going like, what is the best ticket possible I could give these people?
That's true. Yeah.
Because they're spending their hard-earned money, they're spending their time, and you're thinking, every band thinks this way, or 99% of us. We're not thinking like, how much money am I going to make off this tour? No one really gets that part. They think like, oh, you're just playing. The money is a factor because you have to actually be able to do it.
Yeah. Buses are expensive.
That's it. You got to be able to pay for everything so that you can do it. And if you make some money, great. Because then you can do it again. If you don't make money, you can only do that so many times before you have to stop.
Yeah.
So what bands are actually doing is curating your wedding party or your birthday party, because a lot of people are coming for their birthday or for this or for that. So like you're actually curating the party. And so you're trying to give people the best bang for your buck that you could possibly stand.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're working through it. Like some bands are like, hey, do you want to come play? And they're like, you can't afford it. You're like,
right.
We actually just can't afford it. Or we can't, you're like measuring how much value can I pack into this so that the fans come, they have the best night possible. That's why I like cover songs.
That's a great way of looking at it.
I want to throw a cover song in my set. Oh yeah,
all the time.
Give them a little something else to sing along to, and remind us all that great songs, it's not just about us, it's about this whole thing that we get to be a part of.
Yeah.
So I think that's why festivals are also fun.
Oh yeah.
The good ones are really fun.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, I'm always a fan first. So
Me too.
That's one of my favorite things to do is play festivals, because I get to see bands that I love and that we don't get a chance to see a lot of bands when we're touring. We don't get a chance to see shows. So that's kind of our chance to do that.
It is. Thanks for coming, man.
Dude, thank you for having me.
Awesome,
Seriously,
bro.
man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Artist Friendly. If you really liked it, you can follow, like, subscribe to the show anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.